As a college student, Brandon Dennison volunteered with his church to repair homes in West Virginia's coal country. He never forgot seeing people his own age desperate for paying work. In 2010, Brandon founded Coalfield Development Corporation as a community-based nonprofit organization designed to rebuild the Appalachian economy from the ground up. Coalfield Development Corporation offers on-the-job training, education, and mentoring to people in the southern coalfields. Brandon was quoted in the Bill Moyers Making Change series, saying, "Our responsibility is to create opportunity, then to provide encouragement and build the self-confidence necessary for pursuing opportunity." Coalfield Development has created more than 250 new jobs, over 50 new businesses, and more than 1,000 professional certification opportunities for unemployed people, many of whom are laid-off coal miners. One particularly powerful example of Dennison's success has been in Huntington, West Virginia. In 2014, Coalfield Development purchased a 96,000 square foot factory located in the neighborhood of Westmoreland. Renamed West Edge because it sits literally on the western edge of town, the factory had stood empty for a decade and had fallen into disrepair, attracting crime and demoralizing the neighborhood. Since Dennison led revitalization efforts there, police calls to the neighborhood fell by 42%, and property values rose between 11 and 13%. His social enterprises do business in this neighborhood. Coalfield hosts job trainings, new businesses have launched, and West Virginia's first ever solar installation company launched there. Brandon is taking on the most pressing issues facing West Virginia and is taking them head on with great creativity and persistence. Brandon is the winner of the 2019 Heinz Award for Technology, Innovation, and Employment. Brandon currently resides in Wayne, West Virginia with his wife Ashley and children Owen and Will. Please welcome your 2020 10 Outstanding Young American, Brandon Dennison.
Hello, everybody. Just really appreciate this honor. I definitely want to start and thank my family, my wife, Ashley, my boys, Owen and Will, who are already in bed, but Ashley's watching. And also I know on here, there are several folks from West Virginia chapters, Terry Bartley in particular, who's the incoming president. And that's just a great group that does good work for our state here. I'm born and raised in West Virginia. Sometimes that comes with a little bit of a chip on the shoulder. Growing up, when I would travel around the country for Boy Scout camp or other vacations, and I would say I was from West Virginia, a lot of folks would act sorry for me just right out of the gate. And yet I had a great childhood here, a very happy childhood, a very nurturing childhood in the community. But I knew we weren't achieving our full potential as a place, nor as a people. The video mentioned when I was in undergrad, I led a youth group at a Presbyterian church, and we would do these service trips all around the country. And I was so inspired, the different contexts in which I would come face to face with poverty. And yet everywhere I traveled, overseas even, I had this nagging sense in the back of my mind that I could have the biggest impact back home because there was a big need in my own backyard, and that was the place that I understood the most. And so I felt maybe that was the place I could have the biggest impact. And the last of those service trips that I led was in Williamson, West Virginia. That's in Mingo County, West Virginia. If you don't know the history of Mingo County, you really should. It's where the mine wars of the early 20th century were based. Literally people putting their lives on the line to be able to unionize in the coal mines, to be able to have safe working conditions and fair wages. And as we were doing sort of the traditional home repair that you see on a service trip or a mission trip, and as we were doing our work, these two young men approached us, and they had tool belts slung over their shoulders. And I think about this all the time. This was July; it was really hot, and they asked us if we had work available, and I explained that we were just volunteers. And so they went on their way, and it was this very brief interaction, and yet those 2 minutes just stayed with me and really sort of haunted me, to be honest. And I felt like those 2 minutes summed up our problem in Southern West Virginia, which is we have people who want to work, who want to be a part of something, who want to learn, and yet our economy's gotten so depressed that there's nowhere to apply that gumption. And so that was really the seed for coalfield development. And today we've grown into a family of what we call social enterprises. We try to start businesses that have a triple bottom line. So people, planet, and profit, ideally in that order. So these are businesses, they are meant to make money, but it's for a greater purpose than just the profit. It's to give back to our society, to make it more fair and just, and also to be sustainable and to give back to our environment so it can be more resilient and not less resilient. And we use those enterprises to put people back to work and to create opportunity for the people of Southern West Virginia. I think that I think climate change is a defining issue of our time. And I think it's on younger people to be the leaders on that issue and to come up with better ways of doing things than what we have before. And a lot of times coal country is thought of as sort of collateral damage in the shift to renewable energy and the reimagining of a new, more sustainable, more just economy. A lot of times rural America is just thought of as this, it's just sort of, we're written off a lot of times as of the past. And yet I think we've given so much to this country. Our food comes from rural farms, our energy comes from rural mines. Rural people tend to have the work ethic and the hands-on skill sets to build things and fix things and make things and grow things. I think we can actually lead the way in building a new economy that's more sustainable, that mitigates climate change, and that's actually more fair and more just. So we've given a lot. I think we still have a lot to give. I'm honored just to have a chance to give that message with the amazing people that make up this Zoom meeting. I'm honored by this award, and I welcome all of you to come to West Virginia anytime to visit the work that's happening here. And I hope to meet many of you in person, and I'm just tremendously grateful for this opportunity. Thank you all.